In the headlines of this hour on VTV News, Prime Minister chairs meeting on Southeastern regional development. And later on, heroic sacrifices in the DIEN victory.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good morning. It is currently 8 a.m. local time and you're tuning in to 15 minutes of VTV News. I'm Lilin Lei with the latest updates. Now, on the morning of May 5th in Tây Ninh Province, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, as chairman of the Southeast Regional Coordination Council, presided over the council's third conference. The focus of the conference was the organization and implementation of regional planning that the Prime Minister has just approved.
Speaking at the event, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính directed efforts towards improving the effectiveness of regional coordination, development and connectivity, with focus on the creation of mechanisms and policies to achieve these goals. He requested ministries, agencies, localities and members of the councils to promptly create a concrete action plan to implement the master planning scheme. The plan should prioritize economic restructuring, focusing on strong sectors in high-tech industries like semiconductor chips. It should also emphasize high-value-added services such as e-commerce, regional-scale logistics center, the Cần Giờ International Transshipment Port, the Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Free Trade Zone, and the Ho Chi Minh City International Financial Center.
I summarize these key terms: acceleration, breakthrough, pioneering, close connection, realism, and efficiency. At the same time, mechanisms and policies must be open, innovative, and modern. Strategic infrastructures like culture, healthcare, and education must swiftly modernize. Management must be smart and suitable for new development trends. Alongside this, we must encourage innovation, promote the application of science and technology, renew traditional growth drivers such as investment, export and consumption, and promote new growth drivers like digital economy, green economy, and circular economy.
By 2030, the visions for the southeastern regions is to evolve into a modern, civilized area with a booming industrial sector. It aims to surpass the high income threshold and become a leader in adopting new growth models, digital transformations, and the development of culture, social, educational, and healthcare sectors.
On Sunday afternoon, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính attended the conference announcing the Tây Ninh Province planning for the 2021 to 2030 period with the vision to 2050. The Prime Minister expressed confidence that through consensus, great efforts, and high determination from the entire political system, ministries, sectors, businesses, investors, and people, Tây Ninh will develop appropriately with new thinking and generate new motivation and inspiration.
At the conference, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính requested that the implementations of the master planning scheme align with national, regional, and sectoral planning strategies. The focus should be on effectively pooling and using all legitimate resources to bolster existing economic drivers while fostering new areas for growth. The Prime Minister called for increased investment, improved human resources training, and enhanced connectivity at international, regional, and domestic levels. He emphasized the need for developing synchronous and strategic infrastructure to support industries, serving manufacturing, processing, and global and regional supply chains. He also promoted the applications of science and technology, innovation in production and trade, and the creation of stable livelihoods for residents.
The aim is to mobilize all legal resources for effective plan implementation. This includes focusing on enhancing training resources and strengthening regional and international ties. It involves promoting synchronized strategic infrastructure to foster industrial development. This serves manufacturing, processing, and supply chains both regionally and globally.
Tây Ninh is set to become a climate-resilient and livable province by 2030 with a robust economy driven by strong industries and tourism sectors. Notably, the province has consistently ranked among the top 10 localities with the lowest poverty rate nationwide for the past 5 years.
On Sunday, while visiting Kon Tum province, acting state president Nguyen presented 174 gifts to students in particularly difficult circumstances and 40 gifts to policy beneficiaries in Kon Dai district. She requested that Kon Tum province continue to effectively implement ethnic policies, develop healthcare, education and culture, and ensure social security. She also asked that the province focus on developing the forestry economy, emphasizing renewable energy, building a clean and strong political system, and promoting great national unity. On this occasion, acting state president Nguyen visited Vietnamese heroic mother Dang Thị Thu, 94 years old, and veteran Trần Đình Thị, 71 years old, in Kon Tum city. Earlier the same day, she offered incense to honor heroic martyrs at the Kon Tum prison historical site. The Minister of National Defense, General Phan Van Giang, met with visiting French Minister of Armed Forces, Sébastien Lecornu, in Hanoi on May the 5th. During the meeting, he emphasized the significance of the French minister's visit in enhancing bilateral defense cooperation, considering it evidence of the spirit of closing the past and looking towards a bright future. The Vietnamese minister suggested the two sides make greater efforts to enhance defense cooperation in various fields and actively engage in delegation exchanges. Regarding marine issues, they stressed the importance of peace, security, stability, freedom of navigation, and overflight, the peaceful resolution of disputes in accordance with international law, including the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, the full implementation of the Declaration of the Conduct of Parties DOC in the East Sea, and the effective pursuit of a practical code of conduct COC in the East Sea. Welcome back to VTV News Live. Now, regarding Cambodia's Phu Nan Te Cho Canal project, the spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Vietnam, Phạm Thu Hằng, stressed the importance of developing Vietnam-Cambodia relations for the benefit of both peoples on May the 5th. She affirmed that Vietnam consistently supports and appreciates Cambodia's recent achievements. Vietnam respects Cambodia's legitimate interests in accordance with the 1995 Mekong Agreement and relevant regulations of the Mekong River Commission. This respect is rooted in the long-standing friendship and neighborly relations between the two countries. Vietnam hopes that Cambodia will continue to coordinate closely with it and other countries in the Mekong River Commission. This includes sharing information and assessing the impacts of the project on water resources and the ecological environment of the Mekong Delta region to ensure the balanced interests of the riverine countries and their inhabitants. The final rehearsal for the national-level celebration of the 70th anniversary of the Dien Bien Phu victory took place on Sunday morning. It was conducted by the Central Steering Committee for the celebration of Vietnam's major holidays and significant historical events for the 2023 to 2025 at the Dien Bien Stadium. The rehearsal program included a flag-raising ceremony, drum performances, artistic presentations, and the announcement of decisions on recipients of orders and commendations. The highlight was a military parade involving over 12,000 participants, including representatives from the Ministry of National Defense, Ministry of Public Security, and Dien Bien Province. Use the shoulder as a gun rack. Use the body to block the cannon wheels. Now, these examples of heroic sacrifice became part of the earth-shaking Dien Bien Phu victory. However, there are still many untold stories about the contributions and sacrifices of Dien Bien soldiers during the 56-day and night battle. For many people, visiting Dien is a way to better understand those great sacrifices, to be inspired, and to feel proud of their ancestors.
The extended families of 48 relatives of hero Nguyen are extremely proud to stand next to this explosive pit. His father was responsible for igniting nearly 1,000 pounds of explosives on May 6, 1954. This act destroyed many fortifications and blockhouses on Hill A1, paving the way for our soldiers to achieve the final victory.
Before starting the explosive setting mission, a memorial service was held to confirm that it was a suicide mission and there was no coming back. My brother accepted the mission happily, without any hesitation.
The song Finding Father was written by military writer Đoàn Hoài Trung. Today, during a meeting at the A1 Hill Cemetery, both he and a Điện Biên Phủ veteran spoke about the hero in the song, the courageous hero Hà Văn Ngoạ.
I was deeply moved when I visited Hero Hà Văn Ngoạ at his home and met his son, Hà Văn Tuyên. Every time he heard the news that a martyr's remains had been found, he was filled with the hope of finding his father. The photo on his altar is also a photo of his father, facing the national flag with a determination to win. That's how I wrote the song Finding Father.
I knew Hà Văn Ngoạ when we fought together. Hero Hà Văn Ngoạ was a wounded soldier who lost one arm but never left the unit. After the victory at Him Lam, Hà Văn Ngoã's company was tasked with penetrating deep into the enemy's artillery battlefield. Surrounded by the enemy and left with no weapons, Hà Văn Ngoạ continued to fight hand-to-hand to defeat the enemy.
More than 4,000 elite soldiers fell in the Điện Biên Phủ campaign. They will forever live in the hearts of their comrades and every Vietnamese person.
In 2021, more than 60% of expectant mothers in the mountainous province of CHAU delivered their children at home. 2 years later, only 28% did. Prenatal care has made significant progress thanks to the improved availability of local healthcare resources and the growing presence of medical staff. Most importantly, most ethnic women have developed a growing awareness of safe, healthy deliveries, motivating them to seek professional prenatal care and childbirth assistance.
Tần Sa Nhị, a local midwife in Bản Lang hamlet, only attended 2 home births over the course of 2023. Since the beginning of 2024, providing support for home births has been her side job only. When off duty as a midwife, she has become an active advocate for prenatal check-ups and assistant labor at local health facilities, a more important task for any midwife.
When I had a painful contraction, I called Nhi and went to a medical station myself.
When mothers return home after giving birth, Sa Nhị would provide instructions on routine care practices and actions to take when babies were unwell.
My husband often said I was too busy for my own good, but he's happier that I was able to do this hamlet a public service.
Certified doctors have been appointed to more than half of the medical stations in Lai Châu province. Midwives and obstetricians are on duty at a large number of medical stations. More than 70% of pregnant women receive 3 check-ups during their pregnancy. While the rate of home births has decreased sharply, its prevalence remains a concern.
It's very likely that local medical staff will quit their positions here. We need stronger policy frameworks, especially those that direct investments into the healthcare system and its human resources.
Although uncommon, the risks of death during labor did occur in Phong Ho district in 2023. Meanwhile, families and doctors in Mu Sang commune are hopeful for a new ultrasound machine. Having one could eliminate the need to travel long distances for access. Pregnancy care remains a critical aspect of social welfare that warrants further attention.
And before I say goodbye, let's have a look at the weather forecast. And that is all that we have this hour on VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can visit our website or YouTube channel or download a mobile app, VTVgo, for more. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.